It's quite difficult to work out where the beach was because Mount Solitary is now an island and the signs of the beach are completely gone, and you really have to look hard to say, oh, well, that's where it was, yeah, because it's part of a huge lake now.
In 1972, the original Lake Pedder was flooded by a hydroelectricity development. Prior to that, it was a must-see jewel in the Tasmanian wilderness.
First year I went to Pedder was when I was a kid sitting on the fence and helping out around the Aero Club fuelling aircraft, and they'd occasionally give me a ride. It would have been about 1956 in the back of one of the Oscars. It was fantastic. It was a place that nobody else could get to unless you hiked for a few days. It was quite a privilege to be able to fly in there.
The first person to land on Lake Pedder Beach was Aero Club manager and instructor Lloyd Jones in 1947. He was a founding member of the Hobart Walking Club and played a major role in opening the southwest to tourism.
I went in December 1966 with Nick, and then when we got down there we did the obligatory endorsement for the place. It took about 15 minutes, and I went in about 80 to 90 times. I think the last time I went in there was in June of 72, and that was the end of it.
The beach was absolutely magnificent. It was an enormous expanse. It was almost flat. It was that glorious pink quartzite colour, and coupled with the brown water which lapped up to the edges of it, often with a scallop-shaped edge. It was magnificent.
We used to do a left-hand circuit around towards Mount Solitary, and then we would come in over the creek and land into the south.
A good sandy beach, sandy beach as I remember it, and plenty of wheel tracks there from the previous aircraft.
And the whole trip was very, very dramatic all the way, so it wasn't just a land on the beach and that was it.
When the beach opened up, you could wade and wade and wade, and you never could only be up to your knees. And then, of course, as the water drained away in the high summer, then that's when the beach expanded. It would probably be open from about October to, or anything up to June, depended on the winter weather and so forth.
Senior instructors would monitor the state of the beach in their travels, and when they deemed it fit to land, they would advise that Lake Pedder was now open, and then there'd be a bit of a rush for pilots to round up their friends and make visits to the lake.
And popular it was. During the flying season, a pilot would make 3 return trips a day, and there would be anywhere up to half a dozen aircraft parked on the beach. But as the end neared for Lake Pedder's beach, the wilderness atmosphere changed.
The long weekend of March, on final to land there was about 15 aeroplanes on the beach. There'd be about 500 people. And I think I was thinking at the time, perhaps, when it floods, this will stop. Not that you wanted it to, but it was it had got away from what it originally was.
It was a very sad occasion when it actually went, but the nature of Lake Pedder had changed considerably before the final flooding. After the road was constructed to Strathgordon, it became possible for people to do a day walk into Lake Pedder. They could park their car on the road and walk over the hill. And once that happened, it ceased to be a wilderness area, and in the final days it looked more like Bondi Beach. There were literally hundreds of people walking all over it. The last days of Lake Pedder with all the people there showed me that to have too many people there would simply destroy it, so they would have had to limit access in some way to preserve the experience that people used to have.
Privileged to have ever been part of it, or and you look back at the way you thought yourself, and you didn't probably give it the attention that you probably should have. It's just very sad that it went. And as I say, it was a unique place. You'd never find anything like it in the world.